What is up, YouTube? It's your boy The Walk 71, replaced it with a 4, and I am here with my NXT TakeOver Chicago 2 review for you guys. Now, if you don't know, I live in Chicago, so I was actually at the event at NXT TakeOver Chicago. I had nice floor seats. I was by the stage on the left side. It was, if you want to remember better, towards the end of the match when Tommaso Ciampa got slammed through a table, I was on that side of the arena. But anyways, the show was great from top to bottom. It was just an amazing show. Now, on my vlog, because I did some vlog footage, because I'm trying to work on getting a vlog thing out from the TakeOver event, I had said that all the matches were fire except for the women's match, and I want to kind of take that back now that I think about it. The women's match between Shayna Baszler and Nikki Cross was actually good. It delivered as it made Shayna Baszler legit. Nikki Cross got her stuff in, but Shayna Baszler got a big win on her victory belt as the champion. She beat somebody like Nikki Cross, but it got Shayna Baszler over as a, dominant bully heel, and it was good. After she beat Nikki Cross, well, throughout the whole match, she was getting booed. There's only like one person that was actually cheering Shayna Baszler, and that one person was sitting in front of me cheering Shayna Baszler the whole time. She had a Shayna Baszler shirt on, so she was obviously a Shayna Baszler fan. Shayna Baszler was cool. I don't have a problem with Shayna Baszler, but crazy enough, she got booed through everything, and when she won the match, she got booed. So it looks like WWE is really doing a good job of establishing her as a very dominant, badass heel, and I can appreciate that. Now, they could do that with Ronda Rousey, then we got something, because right now, Ronda Rousey kind of whack. Anyways, let's get into the shows. We opened up with the NXT Tag Team match, with probably the most over tag team in WWE right now, and I'm including like Raw, SmackDown, Undisputed Era. Right, defending their SmackDown, defending the NXT Tag Team Championship as they faced the new, I guess you could say, new tag team of Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. They were a jobber tag team, and now they're starting to get over. And this match was really good. It started off, it was looking like it was going to be your regular NXT main event match, but as the match continued to go on, it really took off. Like, Oney Lorcan had a nice showing of crazy stuff, uppercuts. He did a dive like off of the apron onto, I think, both Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly to like a neck breaker. We had a kind of a doomsday device, but it was kind of clean. It was that Danny Burch would hold the opponent up on his shoulders, and then Oney Lorcan would jump off the top rope into a neck breaker. I popped hard. I have video of that on my Snapchat. If you want to follow me at the Walks Anywhere, placed it before. Anyways, that was clean. Undisputed Era was clean. Kyle O'Reilly, it seems like they're trying to show off Kyle O'Reilly more, because earlier this week on NXT, he had a really good match with Pete Dunne for the UK title. We was able to see kind of the Kyle O'Reilly stuff. We know the technical side, the kind of MMA strike side of him, and we got that in this match too with Kyle O'Reilly. Roger Strong did his thing too. Danny Burch did his thing. The weird part about it was because Undisputed was so over, Adam Cole, baby, all that stuff, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch got booed, and they were the faces in this match. They got booed after everything. Now, eventually, once they started putting on an amazing performance, Chicago sort of respected them and was able to appreciate them, especially after the match, because I think WWE may have or accidentally just got over and just established a really good babyface team, like DIY type team right now. They might have accidentally did it. If this was just a blowover feud, then they accidentally did it. If they're trying to still do something with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, then they've done something. They've really done something, and I want to see them do more with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch now. I knew they could go and stuff, but I didn't think they were gonna be like this. It was great. I like one spot where Danny Burch had put Kyle O'Reilly in a crossface, and Oney Lorcan put Roderick Strong and a single leg crab, and it was weird because I had noticed this. Maybe this is just me. It was like during the match they were just trying to do, I won't say white meat babyface stuff, but they were doing very like clean stuff, and then Oney Lorcan did some like heelish kind of chop block on Roderick Strong, and I was like, oh, okay, so it looks like they're gonna resort to doing anything. One clean part of it was the counter out of the submissions when Kyle O'Reilly was able to kind of roll out of it and just start kicking, only lurking in the face to get him out of here. But the match had ended with Undisputed Era basically hitting. What did they hit with these combos? They hit Only Lurking with combos of knees, kicks, and then they went for their version of the total elimination, where Roger Strong goes for the clothesline and Kyle O'Reilly sweeps the leg for the 1-2-3. Undisputed Era has retained the titles. Now, Adam Cole did get kicked out of the match before, because when Only Lurking and Danny Burch had hit their version of a Doomsday Device, Adam Cole had pulled somebody's leg. I think it was Only Lurking's leg, and the referee kicked him out of the match. The fans boo, as usual, because Adam Cole's over. So after the match, they leave the ring, celebrate on the apron, but then we get the clap cheer celebration, the sort of coming out party for Only Lurking and Danny Burch as they got cheered. And I think WWE NXT has a tag team, a white meat babyface tag team to go to now. They're doing really good, and they established some other tag teams during their NXT taping with the Mighty, formerly known as TM61, and War Machine or War Raiders. So they're starting to get the tag team division up, getting some more tag teams, because they were starting to run out, I feel like, with a lot of them, because I don't know, like Sanity was gone, AOP was gone, and those were like the top two teams at that point. But so that was dope though. So after that, we had got Lars Sullivan, lifting. How can I describe this? He was doing like workouts with backstage equipment. I'll leave it at that. Then after that, we saw Kairi Sane sitting at ringside or whatever. That was pretty dope. Now, the dope part about it was that on my side of the arena, I actually was at the side where I saw them bring out the superstars who sat at ringside, and I was able to actually like shake hands and give high fives and stuff to certain people. I got a handshake from Kairi Sane that I got teed. I thought, oh, my night can't get no better than this. Just stay tuned. So then the announcers, I'm reading this off of Wrestling, by the way. So the next match we ended up getting was Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream. One of the matches I was definitely looking forward to, and it delivered on all cylinders. The theme of this match between these two is anything you can do, I can do better. And it seemed like it was a big dick measuring contest, and no homo, but it was the best one because they pulled out all... Oh, man. They were able to do a lot of great stuff. We saw Velveteen turn into a luchador. Hold on. First of all, before we get into more stuff in the match, you got to talk about my man's Velveteen Dream. He always goes all out with the entrances, and it was no different tonight. My man's Dream came down dressed as Hulk Hogan, bro. He did the Hulk Hogan mannerisms. And the crazy part, I don't know if other people noticed this, but I did instantly when I saw him in the ring, because in the arena, it was the dark smoke, it was purple lighting, so I couldn't see it when he was walking. But once they turned the bright lights, you could actually see Dream and stuff. Dream had on Prince Puma attire. The significance with Prince Puma is that was Ricochet and Lucha Underground. If you don't know what Lucha Underground is, I highly suggest you check that out. It's like they were able to, it's a wrestling show, but it's in a format of a TV show, which means people die on the show and come back to life and all kind of crazy stuff like that. He was like the top guy, Prince Puma. That was Ricochet. You could tell by the tattoos. He had the attire on, and you could see the Puma marks and all that stuff on Velveteen Dream's attire. If you go on Velveteen Dream's Instagram and Twitter, he has Prince Puma as his profile picture, which I find really funny as it like kind of further and developed the feud. Yeah, so he came out dressed as Hulk Hogan. Also, the significance with Hulk Hogan and Velveteen Dream is, since they brought up Tough Enough, Velveteen Dream was like the top guy in Tough Enough. I'm not gonna mention it. I think I mentioned this on the other when I did the Oh No Velveteen Dream match at TakeOver Philly. Hulk Hogan was I think the deciding vote, or he was the big reason as to why Velveteen Dream got eliminated. And I find it funny because Hulk Hogan had got fired from WWE for being racist, and then there's a black guy dressed up as Hulk Hogan. So the match started off really like kind of clean. I kind of felt like it was a tribute to something else, Rock Hulk Hogan, because Dream was dressed as Hulk Hogan, and then the thing with Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, was that he got a cosign from The Rock on Twitter, and he did like the people's elbow, but instead of doing the elbow, he did a superstar. What is it called? You know what I'm talking about. Is it called the Superstar Press? No, it is definitely not called the Superstar Press. You know what I'm talking about though. The front flip gimmick. We're just gonna leave it. I don't remember. And this match was epic. We got all kind of crazy stuff in this match. Velveteen Dream was doing springboard stuff to the outside. Surprised me. He did the cartwheel Death Valley driver off the top rope and then did it in the ring. He did a suplex to the outside. My man's Dream hit the Sister Abigail into a DDT move. That was pretty clean. But let's talk about my man's Ricochet. My man's was jumping. He was doing all kind of crazy stuff. He was able to sell a back injury too, which I find really cool because when Dream was going for that Sister Abigail DDT, Ricochet was able to reverse it into a Northern Light suplex, and then he was going to do his other suplex where he brings the opponent literally from the ground up, but he was selling his back, so it didn't work. Dream super kicked him. Then Ricochet started doing Velveteen Dream stuff, right? Where he did the cartwheel Death Valley driver and then did the elbow drop with the Velveteen Dream mannerisms. Velveteen Dream kicked out. Ricochet decided to go back onto the top rope. It's called the Shooting Star Press. I don't know why I call it the Superstar Press. The Shooting Star Press, when he did it, Dream had the knees up and it hit him in the gut. So Velveteen Dream thought, oh, okay, I got this. So then he decides to go up to the top rope and tries to go for the elbow, misses, and then Ricochet hit the 630 for the victory. And it was a really good match. I highly suggest you all check out this match. I highly suggest you all check out the entire show because this whole show was lit, brother. Lit. Oh my god. Let me also mention Ricochet doing a suicide dive, then doing like one of those space. I think it's called the Spaceman Plancha, whatever. The Neville dive from NXT before. That was lit. I have it in slow motion on my phone actually. The suicide dive, and then I have the other dive too. That was pretty lit. Now, let me say my one gripe with this match, and it wasn't even the match itself. It's the aftermath and what I think. Okay, so the thing with Velveteen Dream is we have to give him credibility. See, the thing that WWE ignores sometimes when a person is popular is that you can have them lose matches, and because they're so popular, it won't even matter. Like, Dream got cheered after he lost the match, right? We need to build credibility up for Dream because I feel like this is starting to become the beginning of the end for Dream on NXT. I feel like he's coming up to the main roster. Not right now, maybe in a few months. I would say post SummerSlam maybe is probably when he's going to make his debut. That's a prediction. But if we're going to have to build credibility up for him, he has to beat people because it's the same thing they did with Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze was like one of the most popular people in NXT with his supermodel gimmick and all this stuff. He didn't beat anybody. He beat Sami Zayn, but that match led up to him losing to Adrian Neville. He lost the Fatal 4-Way match. He lost to Jushin Thunder Liger. He lost to Apollo Crews in like his final match. He lost to Samoa Joe. He lost to freaking everybody. And then when he got to the main roster, he was alright, but then they just threw him away. And I really fear, and I hope they don't do that to Velveteen Dream. But I feel like he needs some more wins because he only has one win, and the win is over Cassius Ohno. And Cassius Ohno is like, yeah, you got a win over Cassius Ohno, but who doesn't have a win over Cassius Ohno? Like, if you don't beat Cassius Ohno, then I don't know. Like, he didn't win against Alistar Black, okay? He didn't win the ladder match for the title. He just needs to get a credible victory so that his credibility is there while he's still popular, because popularity can only last for so long. If you're not credible, then what are you? You're just another man on the roster, and then you're going to end up doing nothing. And I feel like that's where they messed up with Tyler Breeze. I don't want them to do that with Velveteen Dream. Hopefully WWE knows what they did with Tyler Breeze and learn from their mistakes, and hopefully don't do it to Velveteen Dream. But then again, it's the main roster. They somehow made Shinsuke Nakamura trash. They're on the recovery of making him better, but just think they ruined a feud with AJ Styles and Shinsuke. I don't know. It's very tough stuff. So after that, we got backstage stuff with Tommaso Ciampa. He got booed. All kind of stuff like that. The next match we ended up getting was the NXT Women's Championship matches. We had Nikki Cross taking on the champion Shayna Baszler. Now, the kind of the theme of this match is that Shayna Baszler has pretty much been a bully on the NXT. She basically sent Ember Moon packing to the main roster when she destroyed her at TakeOver New Orleans, right? So then she destroyed Dakota Kai. She was bullying her, beat her. So then after that, Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross' gimmick is that she's crazy as hell. So she was basically telling Shayna, all the stuff you do to them, do it to me because I'm crazy. And whatever you do to me, it's not going to affect me because I'm crazy. So basically, that's what this match was. Shayna Baszler thought she was going to use her bullying tactics on Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross was basically telling her, do it. She was like trying to flinch Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross was just standing there. Nikki Cross literally turned her back and said, do it. Like, it was cool. Like, now, my only problem, it's not even a problem with the match. It's my problem. I went to go get food, but I didn't think they was going to start the match like that. I missed both of their entrances. I didn't even get their entrances on camera. I don't even know if I got Shayna Baszler post-match on my phone. I regret it because, I mean, I was able to still watch the match. I was eating and watching the match, and the match was still enjoyable, but I felt like I should have got more out of it when it came to me recording on my phone. But that's a me problem. That's not my problem with this match. This match was cool, though. Like I said earlier, you know, it was really Baszler trying to intimidate Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross was like, I'm crazy. There's nothing you can do to me that I can't handle. So the match is dope. Shayna Baszler ended up winning with a choke. I actually like how she choked out Nikki Cross because Nikki Cross was fighting out of it. She actually choked. There was a nice camera shot where basically she was still choking her, but they were sitting on the ground, and Nikki Cross was just making weird faces before she KO'd, right? And yeah, Shayna Baszler, still your NXT Women's Champion. She got booed out of the arena, which is good for her because she's a heel. And I really like what they're doing with Shayna Baszler. Now, I just need to know who is going to be like the next face that's going to be able to stand up to Shayna and that's going to be able to actually kind of be what Nikki Cross was, but actually can, like, you know, potentially beat Shayna. It was cool, though. So after that, we got some more cool stuff that I mentioned from earlier. We had EC3 at ringside, but no, wait, there's more. Keith Lee. If you don't know who Keith Lee is, slap yourself really hard and then look up some Keith Lee matches. Keith Lee is probably going to be the next big man that's going to be like over like Rover. Like Keith Lee is a good wrestler. He has one of the most craziest moves. I forgot the name of it. Where he literally just throws his body at a person and literally sends the person flying across the ring. It's the most beautiful thing to watch. So they had them in the ring. Keith Lee actually stayed in the crowd and watched the match, and I was able to actually shake Keith Lee's hand after the NXT Championship match. I wanted to get a picture. The people in front of me got a picture with Keith Lee, and I had the picture like thing out on my phone, but I was like, he kind of seemed like he was in a rush, and I didn't want to be like, oh, please take a picture of me. You know, I didn't want to do all that. That's just me. That's who I am. And EC3 gave me a fist bump, so it looks like I'm getting a push in the WWE, and I don't even know it yet. So we got Lars Sullivan versus Alistar Black for the NXT Championship match. Now the thing with this match is basically Lars Sullivan ain't no bitch. That's pretty much what this match was. He pulled up on Alistar Black and said, I'm getting a title match. And he was like, all right. Beats the crap out of Alistar Black once. Beats the crap out of Alistar Black again on NXT TV. Drags my man, puts him on top of the table, hosts the championship. I knew he wasn't going to win, of course. I mean, they're just trying to show us that, oh, he might win. But no. So the match happened. This match I was not hyped for, and it was actually really, really good. We was able to get some stuff out of Lars Sullivan. We got a Brock Lock out of Lars Sullivan, and it works on Lars Sullivan. We got a diving headbutt from Lars. He was able to use his strength a lot. He had like a bunch of pop-up power slams, just tossing Alistar Black. But Alistar Black held his own. He was able to use strikes and stomps and stuff like that. He was selling a leg injury in this match when from something happened. He just started holding his leg, and then that's when the Brock Lock came in, and that's where that became a problem for Black. But the match was really good. It really was just really like the match. If I want to describe it, it was a good match. You should definitely watch it. It was just big man doing stuff. Big man does this, that, and the third. But I wouldn't even say Alistar Black's a little man. Alistar Black is like a pretty tall dude, and he's pretty like He ain't no like no cruiserweight. He's a guy. I think he is a cruiserweight, but he don't look like it, if that makes any sense. And he was able to do kicks and knees and strikes and stuff. He didn't have to lift him up. He just used his feet and his fists. And that's all you need when it comes to fighting a big man like that. So there was one botch in the match where Alistar Black had hit a black mass to the back of Lars Sullivan's head. But Lars Sullivan, I guess, didn't register it and so mad late. And fans booed. But the best part of this match is Alistar Black had hit a very low black mass. Like Lars Sullivan was on his knees and he hit the black mass, and it looked so clean in person. It was like bow, and it worked. 1, 2, 3. He retained the title. Keith Lee was in the crowd. Now, what would have been nice is it was a part where Alistar Black was being beat up on the outside. He got thrown into the ring. Lars Sullivan should have looked at Keith Lee, and then we could, see what they're gonna do with that. Because I feel like Keith Lee and Lars Sullivan are gonna have a feud, like the battle of the big man. That's gonna get Keith Lee up there. I feel like that could have planted a little seed in there, but him watching the match is planting a seed in itself if you think about it. So after that, we got to the main event. Two takeovers in the row. We got Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano in a Chicago street fight. Now, if you know the story, you know the story. I'm not gonna explain it because I'm pretty sure I explained it in the previews. And you can just look it up to know the history of this. The recent stuff is that Johnny was trying to move forward with his life. Ciampa's like, no, you not moving forward. Attacks Johnny Gargano, puts him through a table, sends him to the hospital. So now after that, Candice LeRae gets involved, and we all thought Candice LeRae was going to get involved in this match, but she didn't. It got to a point where she got knocked onto the ramp. And then eventually we got to a point where Johnny Gargano was just like crazed, interrupting matches. He interrupted EC3's match, and I thought EC3 would have been more of a part of this match, like he would have interfered or something, but no, it didn't happen. Candice LeRae's like, I don't want nothing to do with this. They signed a contract. We have this match. Now, as soon as Johnny Gargano was walking backstage, he had a nice, like, I think it was like Captain America attire. It was really cool. It was really cool. After that, Candice LeRae stopped him, gave him a crutch, and said, "Kick his ass." And it's like, all right, yeah, cool. And then the match happened. My man Tommaso Ciampa came out, no music, straight heat, "F you Ciampa" chants, all kind of stuff like that. He had a crutch, and they just start going at it, beating the crap out of each other. We get to the outside. My man's Johnny Gargano somehow finds a stop sign from a sign or something, like a fan sign, just start beating the crap out of Tommaso Ciampa with the stop sign. Then he jumps off of a platform onto Tommaso Ciampa. We get back into the ring. Tommaso Ciampa starts to take control. He starts doing stuff to them. They just start going at it. Another highlight of the match was that Tommaso Ciampa went under the ring, right? Grabbed a tool. I think it was like a bolt cutter, and he was cutting the strings of the ring and was able to expose the wood that's on the ring. Let me think what else happened before the big spot, I guess you can say. There was a spot where we got a garbage can on top of Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano super kicked the garbage can. There was a lot of ECW chants. It's crazy. The guy sitting behind me actually had the ECW championship. I really wish I got a picture with him, but he was gone by the time I was, getting ready. Because after the match, when the match was over with, everybody was just mad because of the result that they just left. So just a lot of crazy stuff. These men were beating the crap out of each other as usual. It was really good. Like they were destroying each other. Ciampa was really trying to kill Johnny Gargano. He turned Captain CTE Johnny Gargano got his head smashed into the stairs, where he had his head through the chair, and then Tommaso Ciampa threw the chair into the stairs. Head slammed, all kind of crazy stuff. There was also another nice spot where Johnny Gargano started going into savage mode and just start hitting Tommaso Ciampa in the knee with the chair. The injured leg that had the leg brace on it. He was just straight chair shot after chair shot after chair shot after chair shot after chair shot. It was getting ridiculous. So then we got to a point where Tommaso Ciampa was able to switch the momentum over to his side. He decided to take it to the outside because he had hit Johnny Gargano with some crazy amount of offense. He had like a knee with a garbage can top on his knee, and he just drove it through Johnny Gargano's face. It was nice. It was crazy. So we start to have storytelling, I guess, or we just have flashbacks where at last year's NXT TakeOver Chicago event, where Tommaso Ciampa made the heel turn, turned on Johnny Gargano. He took Johnny Gargano's head, had him in the same position he did at TakeOver, and threw Johnny Gargano into the Minitron, just the same exact way he did at TakeOver Chicago. Dragged Johnny over, right? Beat him up. There was a platform. Now, like I said, where I was sitting, I could see directly in front of me what happened. And I saw 2 tables stacked up, and it had like little stuff on it. But I was like, somebody's going through that table. And now I know who it was. So they got on top of this thing. Johnny Gargano is selling death, right? He takes Johnny Gargano's wedding ring, right? He takes the wedding ring, spits on it, and throws it into the crowd. And that set Johnny off. And Johnny hit a air raid siren off of a blue platform, which was like 2 production box, off of it through 2 tables, killed Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa was dead, and Johnny Gargano was sitting on top of the platform the same way Tommaso Ciampa was when he did the same exact thing that Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Chicago won last year. They got the stretcher. They put Tommaso Ciampa on the stretcher. As they were getting him out of the arena, it looked like the match was over with. Johnny Gargano, seeing that his wedding ring was off, got angry, said F all that, took my man's Ciampa, dragged the stretcher back into the ringside area, took Tommaso Ciampa, put him in a ring, started beating the crap out of him, hit him with like 5 super kicks, just back to back to back to back to back to back to back, like he was Logic, back to 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 back, just straight killing my mans. Then he was able to grab handcuffs, because there were handcuffs that were like in the Tommaso Ciampa T something with handcuffs. And Johnny Gargano started choking him with the handcuffs in a Gargano escape position. And it got to a point where, because they already, I guess, decided to end the match. They were taking, taking Tommaso Ciampa out. I guess backstage people with suits on were trying to interfere. I thought the people that was trying to get Johnny Gargano off were going to be like 2 debuting people that were going to interfere in this match. I thought that's how the match was going to end, but no, it didn't. So they tried to stop that. Gargano took them out, start going back at it with Ciampa. Then more people start taking them out. They actually took Johnny Gargano out of the ring, and Johnny Gargano started fighting them off and stuff. And then as soon as Johnny Gargano got back into the ring, Ciampa was right there. DDTs Johnny Gargano on top of the wood that was teased from earlier. 1, 2, 3. Tommaso Ciampa wins the Chicago street fight, and now it looks like their series is 1-1. I don't think this rivalry is over with, by the way. They're definitely going to end this at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, where they're going to kill each other. I don't know what kind of match they can go from here, but it was crazy. Ciampa got F you Ciampa chants. You suck. All kind of crazy stuff was chanted at Ciampa as Candice LeRae came into the ring, checked on Johnny Gargano. Tommaso Ciampa did the bye-bye thing. It was crazy. This was an amazing match. This whole show from top to bottom was amazing, and I was so glad I was able to witness it and watch it for my very own eyes. And I will also be at Money in the Bank too, so there will be vlog stuff for that too. That show should be up and down. I'll leave it like that when it comes to Money in the Bank, because the Money in the Bank matches aren't really hard to mess up, and there's a few other matches like Seth Rollins and Elias. The WWE Championship match I'm actually looking forward to, because there's no way you can ruin this match. If they ruin this match, then I'm done. What other match am I? Those are the only matches I'm looking forward to. The Money in the Bank, the WWE title, and the IC title matches. The rest of the matches can really kick rocks. I'm not looking forward to Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. I'm not looking forward to Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. Those are like the worst built feuds in WWE. The worst built feud on SmackDown and the worst built feud on Raw. Crazy, right? Anyways, like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Do what you do to support me. Follow me on all my social media links down in the description below. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.